Portland with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. Tip-off goes to Minnesota. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Al-Farouq Aminu is out there with Davis. Then it's Henderson. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Plumlee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves getting the first points of the ball game. Tries again, and the layup is up and in.
I like that, getting their offense started with a high-quality look down low.
Yeah, high percentage shot, and the more points you can get inside, I think the better off they'll be as the game progresses.
Mason Plumlee will really put it on you. Tough, hard-nosed player, has the size to bang and the athleticism, GA, to run the court.
And it's interesting, Kevin, his game translated better as a professional than maybe as a collegiate. I mean, he's a guy that's a lunch pail kind of player. Rolls up his sleeves, focuses in, and willing to do the dirty work.
Excellent point about the comparison college to pro. I think you're right on. Here's Rubio, following the score by Damian Lillard. Martin against Henderson, steps back and fires. He squares up and sinks it.
And not much breathing room there. The step back move gave him just enough to get it off.
For Portland, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. It's Davis on the wing, guarded by Garnett.
Not the best shot right there, with a good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but he can really cause problems with his defense.
Rubio with a wide open look. Off target from three-point range. On defense, Minnesota. Pass to Plumlee. Got a hand on it. And now with the fast break, Rubio with the ball. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's his first foul.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
They set the pick. And it's Martin penetrating. Lillard with the rebound.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Stolen by Rubio. Now here's Wiggins. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And Portland with the ball. Seems every season, Clark, you hear the same thing. Portland Trailblazers had to deal with some tough injuries.
Kevin, it appears as though it might actually be a curse. I don't like to use that word, but the history of this team in injuries is as unique as any in the league. Last year, no different.
Now, here's Rubio. Aminu missing his last shot. Martin wide open. He fires. That doesn't go either for Martin. Martin's gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. Plumlee attacking. Henderson. Good D by Rubio.
And with the Blazers and injuries, even when they fought through pain, guys weren't at 100%. Aldridge wasn't quite the same with his hand injury.
The Trailblazers shooting well off their usual numbers, around 29% so far. Davis has the open look, finds himself wide open and drills it. Davis has got his first bucket in this one. Minnesota's gone 0 of 3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside.
And losing Matthews for the season was huge too, guys. I mean, every team goes through injury woes and bumps during the course of a season, but the Blazers just seem to be, at least in the last half dozen years or so, hit very hard every year.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. And Lillard kicks to Davis. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
And it's Rubio penetrating. Martin from outside. And it's Martin again missing. For Portland, they've gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Plumlee with it. Now defended by Wiggins. Plumlee, no luck.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
You know, it always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Henderson passes to Davis. He drains the quick shot. Davis has got 6. 1:30 left to play here in the first. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
And with Gerald Henderson Jr., what you see is what you get. A solid player, good athleticism, but he doesn't really specialize, Clark, in any one thing.
Well said, Kevin. Right on the mark with that. He came into the league as a jack-of-all-trades kind of guy. Skills were somewhat unrefined. And that's sort of where he is today. He is who he is.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
And going back to Henderson, he has the raw tools and intelligence to be a good scorer, but limited range and ball handling skills have put a cap on his development. Plus, he kind of lacks a go-to scorer's mentality.
New look on the floor for Minnesota. And then for the Trailblazers, Chris Kamen's checked in for Plumlee. Leonard comes in for Davis, and McCollum subbed in for Gerald Henderson. It's Bielitsa. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
And, of course, Gerald Henderson Jr.'s dad was a solid NBA player in his own right. Never made an all-star team, but was a 3-time NBA champion. And ultimately, that's what counts.
Stolen. 1:02 left in the first quarter of the game. Good.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
The Trailblazers have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. McCollum dishes to Kaman. Trailblazers moving the ball around. They get it back, and he banks in the layup.
What a start they've gotten off to on the glass. I mean, they've come out banging.
And when a game starts off like this, Clark, there's an intimidation factor, a physicality that they've brought that comes into play.
Here's Jones. Chris Kaman making his last shot. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
Well, that's a bad miss right there. I mean, you'd like to see him be a little more assertive when he has such good position.
Aminu with the bucket.
Nice pass there to set that bucket up.
And that's 10 of their last 12 points that have come off assists.
So it's Minnesota now. Al-Farouq Aminu picking up that last basket. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. The feed to Levine. Uncovered. It's rebounded by Leonard. Kaman with the ball. And Lillard kicks to Aminu. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. And we reach the end of the first quarter. It's the Trailblazers. They're up by 4. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Right from the start, they have been able to really own that paint and just dominate the backboard.
Well, Greg, you can't dominate the boards unless all 5 guys are making the effort to box out and chase down the ball.
Trailblazers leading by 4.
And last season, really a tale of two halves for the Wolves. When Ricky Rubio returned from injury, they just looked so much more in sync as a team.
Rubio and Martin are their backcourt. Gorgie Dang is out there with Pekovic. And it's Wiggins in at the small forward position. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Here's Martin following the basket by Gerald Henderson. And that one's good. Pekovic. Well, the Wolves improved just very slightly last year in terms of wins, Clark. The quality of play on the floor, though, was visible.
Yeah, and, you know, the team's point differential was a lot better with Rubio in the lineup. They did have some big wins over quality teams, and Rubio's impact was certainly noticeable.
Towns, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Timberwolves trail by 4. Rubio the pass to Martin. It's rebounded by Leonard.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Henderson dishes to Leonard. Henderson kicks to Leonard. Over in the corner, Lillard. It's deflected. Pass to Dang. Kicks it out to Rubio. Henderson against Martin. Second shot opportunity, and he sinks the layup. Martin's got 6.
Man, this guy is a scoring machine. I mean, I know I'm not the only one to describe him that way. And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
Well, I tell you guys, when you look at this Wolves team, I mean, the outlook is really bright. A lot of young talent that's fitting together nicely, good skill set. I think this group could be one to watch and really good going forward.
Mason Plumlee's checked in for Portland. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. So for the Timberwolves last year, Greg kind of traded into the top overall pick, getting the Wiggins deal, which means 2 consecutive years of having #1. They're beginning to put together the ingredients.
I think they have a core to ultimately be formidable when you talk about that Western Conference. And to pick up Zach LaVine in that same draft, that was a nice selection as well. And don't discount what Flip Saunders brings to the table in terms of coaching and teaching these young players.
Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Martin with it, now defended by McCollum. Here's Martin. He's got 6, stolen by McCollum. And now Portland on the break. Here's Lillard, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when the steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead. And guys, what I like about Damian Lillard, very decisive with the ball in his hands, always in attack mode. He keeps it hopping, and he has a killer instinct in the clutch.
And for Lillard, he keeps the ball moving, as Greg was talking about. And Clark, he keeps his teammates involved.
Very proficient in the pick and roll, understands the nuances of looking at weak side defenders and getting to the free throw lane for the roll man. He knows all the tricks to make that pick and roll really successful.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
Here's Plumlee, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Well, Damian Lillard is a two-time All-Star. He just keeps getting better and better, and I love his demeanor on the floor. He seems a lot older than he really is.
Yeah, he's got an old head, and he's got a very even-keeled disposition about him, which serves him well. He almost missed the All-Star game last season and was an injury replacement.
Minnesota calls timeout.
And for Lillard, that motivation. Remember, he got cut from Team USA a couple summers ago in favor of Derrick Rose and Kyrie Irving, and Lillard calls it wood on the fire. Those things keep him focused and also hungry.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Garnett's checked in. Ed Davis is checked in for Portland. Aminu comes in for Damian Lillard. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Dishes to Garnett. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And remember, Lillard, the former Rookie of the Year, he's had his snubs, but also he's gotten some recognition. Even playing in the Pacific Northwest, he's got his own signature shoe now, and his star definitely on the rise.
Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Shabazz Muhammad's checked in for Wiggins. Zach LaVine comes in for Kevin Martin. And Jones subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Here's LaVine. Henderson defending. Garnett with a screen on Henderson. LaVine passes to Garnett. And again, it's Minnesota.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
Now here's McCollum. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Davis kicks to Plumlee. Fires the three. That's good. Aminu's got it all tied up now for Portland.
Excellent concentration that time to hit the three. The defender was right in his face, and he still had the composure to sink it.
Here's Muhammad. The putback. Kicks it out to Jones. There's 1:38 left now here in the second. Stolen by McCollum. And oh, here we go with Henderson. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Muhammad, and 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. And Aminu kicks to McCollum. Goes up at the stripe. Cannot hit. Excellent D that time from Jones. To the right side. Kicks it to LaVine. And it's sent back by Plumlee. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Aminu with the bucket. Now it's a 4-point Trailblazer lead.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
Outside, Jones. To the wing right side. Feeds it to Muhammad. 6 to shoot. Shot to stop the run. On the basket by Jones. 15 seconds left in the first half. Now Henderson. He dishes it to Plumlee. In the corner, Henderson with it. Fires the three. Can't hit.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Trailblazers lead by 1. And we'll be back right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. The largest lead for them during the period was 4. They were outscored by just a bit in the second quarter as they go into the break now holding just a 1-point advantage. What did you think about Portland, Kenny?
Well, they're playing some unselfish basketball here tonight, Ernie. Guys aren't trying to take the defense 1-on-5. They're moving the basketball and finding the open man. And then, of course, the open man is finishing, so no problem here tonight.
Shaq, what do you think about Minnesota?
Well, the low turnovers really stood out to me. They didn't get loose with it or make silly passes. Nothing was forced. They had a nice flow to the offense. Guys knew where to be on the floor. That's the heads-up style of play they need to bring in the second half.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. One guy who's been getting it done is Kevin Martin.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
And, Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he adds a lot more to his totals after the break.
Portland leading on the floor for Portland. We've got Damian Lillard, Plumlee out there with Davis. Then there's Al-Farouq Aminu, and it's Henderson in at the 2. Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but few saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
Yeah, at this level, you got to make that shot. It's plain and simple. You got to knock that one down.
And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Timberwolves shooting around 41% on the night.
And guys, with Towns, he is so valuable in every aspect of the game. Really great at both ends of the floor. His defense is as strong as it gets for a first-year player.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half.
And perhaps the biggest plus about Towns is his upside. I mean, he's shown that he can make big strides in his level of play. Already good at shooting from outside and can play either post spot, too.
And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. And now with the fast break, Rubio with the ball. He feeds it to Garnett. Elbow shot is on the way. Portland grabs the miss. Davis kicks to Lillard. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Wiggins. Outside, Martin. On the wing, Wiggins. And the layup's good off the glass. Wiggins has got the lead up to 3 now for the Timberwolves.
A nice move to create a gap there in the defense and get to the bucket.
Towns with the steal. Rubio outside to the paint. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Nikola Pekovic comes in for Kevin Garnett, and Bjelica in for Kevin Martin. Portland also making some changes. Chris Kamen's checked in for Plumlee. Myers Leonard comes in for Davis, and it's C.J. McCollum in for Gerald Henderson.
Portland ended up winning the Northwest Division last season, guys. The rest of the division wasn't at their best, but nevertheless, I think Portland was really happy to walk away with that division title.
Rubio, the pass to Bjelica. Back to Rubio. Wiggins dishes to Rubio. Shoots the 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Leonard's got 4 rebounds in this game. And again, it's Portland converting.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Minnesota's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And it's Pekovic missing.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Here's Bjelica, covered by Lillard. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Gets a very good look and converts. Wiggins has got 8 points.
That's something about all these turnovers. Right away, you're at a disadvantage defensively.
And, Greg, we're seeing that here tonight. I mean, so many of their mistakes and miscues have resulted in easy baskets the other way because their defense can't get set.
Here's Bjelica. The dive for the ball. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Chang, he's checked in for Towns. Muhammad comes in for Andrew Wiggins. And Jones subbed in for Ricky Rubio. And a switch here also for Portland. Conley's checked in. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. To the inside. Bjelica loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time and really been their own worst enemy here tonight. Careless play this quarter has resulted in 10 points the other way.
And that's exactly how you go from leading to trailing in a nanosecond.
Here's Muhammad. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Leonard's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Well, there was a time when the media had written off Shabazz Muhammad as an impact player we showed last year. He belongs in this NBA.
Yeah, certainly did. I mean, he improved in every facet of the game, and sometimes we tend to write guys off a little too soon, Kevin. The media in general, not you in particular. He's been a big-time performer for the Wolves.
From 12 feet out, and the rejection by Leonard. 1:31 left to play here in the third. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from McCollum. For Minnesota, they've gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third.
And for Muhammad, it's weird that so many fans had given up on a player just after his rookie season. I mean, he's vindicated anyone who stuck with him after his slow rookie start.
Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
You know what? You're right. Neither side has been able to hang on to the lead for any kind of time at all.
Yeah, and that's already resulted in 7 lead changes. And for Muhammad, a lot of it had to do with the hype he got in college, coupled with his age situation. So when he struggled, people were too quick to write him off. But he has showed he can ball.
And the Timberwolves call timing.
And for Noah Vonleh, last season came in as a heralded freshman out of Indiana. Some people thought he might crack the top 5 in the draft, but after some shaky late workouts, he fell all the way to 9.
Zach LaVine's checked in for the Timberwolves. And then for the Trailblazers, Aminu comes in for Chris Kaman. And it's Henderson for C.J. McCollum. .103 left in the third quarter of the game. Well, Greg, in watching fondly, you can see he has the size and range to be a difference maker. Excellent rebounder, big hands. Clark, you've talked about that, simply working on refining his skill set at this point.
Yeah, and it's a matter of work ethic with him because I think the tools are there. Work ethic and experience, and I think this kid is going to be a nice front court player for a long time.
Minnesota in the lead. Zhang, a screen. Jones kicks to Muhammad. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
Here's Jones. Portland making their last shot. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Now here is Martin. 11 points in the game. Out to the right wing. Lets the three fly. And that one's good. Levine's got his second bucket tonight. And Clark, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets, and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
No good. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Minnesota on top, up 2. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next.
Let's take them back.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Minnesota shooting about 42% so far. Martin and Wiggins out on the perimeter. Garnett out there with Towns. And it's Rubio in at the point guard position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Minnesota ball.
That's a 2 from Martin. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Martin's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Minnesota. It's Henderson on the wing. Here's Davis. Garnett grabs the board. Garnett's got his third rebound tonight. And Rubio kicks to Martin. Lets it go from 14. Cannot hit. And it's Portland the other way. Down low. Davis, the pass to Plumlee. That's in there. Davis with the assist. 6 points for Mason Plumlee.
And this has really been a well-played game up to this point. And you know what? I bet it stays that way until the end.
I certainly hope so. I mean, it's been a terrific contest, and there's nothing like a pair of teams just balling out the way they have been.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Innovation and improvisation right there, Greg. Finding a way to get that shot to fall after taking the contact.
Bielitsa, he's checked in for Kevin Garnett. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Portland.
Well, it didn't take long for us to see just how explosive Andrew Wiggins can be in the air. I mean, had a handful of huge dunks throughout the course of the season. He's going to make a lot of posters during his NBA career.
Now here's Leonard. Here's Aminu, and the officials call a traveling violation.
And really, he played mistake-free basketball up to that point. That's the only time he's turned it over so far.
Minnesota making a switch here. Pekovic is checked in. Timberwolves leading by 5. And here's Rubio. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. 6 to shoot. From deep. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Trailblazers trail by 5. And Lillard gets to Leonard. Aminu dishes to Davis. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Tell you what, man, it looks as though the light has officially gone on for Ed Davis. I mean, he drifted around a bit over his first 5 seasons, but he made real strides last year.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Going back to Ed Davis, his rebounds and field goal percentage were way up last year. He's finally developed the strength to anchor inside, and Greg, the skill set to convert scoring opportunities as well.
And Kevin, you can see his confidence growing. He just needs to keep at it to reach his full potential.
He hits the second from the line. It's now been a decade since the Minnesota Timberwolves played postseason basketball. Last trip to the postseason for the Wolves back in 2004.
Wow, that was a long time ago. And if you're wondering, that is the longest playoff drought in the league currently. Wolves want nothing more than to get back to playing playoff basketball, and featuring the #1 pick in last year's draft will help.
Good way to start, you're right. It's stolen by Davis. The finish finishes the break with a slam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker. And, you know, even though the Wolves have been out of the playoffs so long, you get the sense it won't be too much longer. They've got a really nice core to build around, and I think could be special, especially Andrew Wiggins.
2 shots. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
And as you mentioned, the Wolves could be back in the playoffs in due time. They are headed in the right direction. Some mistakes have been made along the way, but you have to like their future now.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. As magical as the 2014 playoffs were for the Blazers, remember they beat Houston in that first round, that great shot by Lillard late to win it and move on. 2015, not as much. You know, Greg, they drew a very tough Memphis team, as you recall, in the first round.
Yeah, you often talk about styles making fights. Very similar in this series. They were going to drop the first 3 games before being bounced, but still a good showing for a team that struggled mightily down the stretch with injuries.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
And, you know, just as you said, Portland didn't have enough to get by the Grizzlies in the first round. Ended up losing in 5 after taking 1 game, and that was game 4. Just had a hard time breaking down the Memphis defense.
let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. I was able to hear the advice Terry Stotts gave to his team during that last break. He is not happy with the sloppy play offensively, saying, listen, let's make the simple play. Take care of the basketball. We can't afford to waste any possessions. Guys, can they clean it up?
Another loss for the Blazers when they were the 4 seed, as you mentioned. As a franchise, they have lost in the first round every time they have ended up as the 4 seed. Not exactly a good position for them to be in.
Here's Wiggins, following the score by Damian Lillard. Rubio left side. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. And the Timberwolves lead by 5.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
And here we go. Wiggins heading to the hoop. It's blocked, and they get it back.
We've seen Kevin Martin getting it done. 15 points, and he's been a good on-the-ball defender, too. He's got a pair of steals.
Yeah, he's just made a lot of very heads-up plays, and his defense really has been a difference maker.
And, guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Timberwolves?
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively, and they've been turning those turnovers into points.
Kevin Garnett is checked in for Minnesota. And both free throws good for Martin.
They're really doing a good job working hard to get inside and draw contact, a little more so than they did in the first half.
And defensively, if you're trying to battle back, you can't keep sending them to the line.
And he gets it to go. 6 points for Leonard.
Yeah, crucial basket there. And as long as they've got that mismatch, big on small, they've got to take advantage.
Well, I don't doubt that they clearly recognize that, and because they do, they're going to continue to milk it.
Martin with the bucket.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Trailblazers trail by 8. 1:57 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Aminu. Whistle blows, but that's going to be a travel.
Turnovers weren't a story for them early on, but that's changed. And now they're definitely having trouble keeping possession and momentum.
Minnesota leading by 8. And there's 1:45 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Martin. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It goes on Ed Davis. You know, it's apparent there what a leader he is, always communicating and keeping everyone on the floor in sync.
And Kevin, that's such a good point. You know, it doesn't always show up in the box score, but those leadership qualities of his are just as valuable to this team as anything else that he does.
And Portland making a change here. Plumlee's checked in. Both free throws good from Kevin Martin. .141 left in the fourth. To the right side. Here's Aminu. Can't get it to go. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. And that one's good by Davis.
They have got to put a body on it, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
Rubio the pass to Pekovic. Portland grabs the miss. Aminu's got his third rebound tonight. Here's Henderson, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
First free throw is good, and that narrows the gap to 7. Towns, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. And he is unable to get the second one.
Boy, he'd sure like to have that miss back. Hard to chip away at a lead when you're leaving freebies at the line.
And it's Wiggins with the jam.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
1:06 left in the fourth quarter. The dish to Davis. Ring shot on the way. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. The Timberwolves have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. And Rubio kicks to Towns. He's looking for Wiggins and finds him. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to be a Mason Plumlee.
How about Wiggins in this one? He's got 13 points and some big-time defense with the 3 steals, too. He's gotten after it on the boards for them as well as in the transition game.
And I like the fact that one has really fed into the other.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Jang, he's checked in for Towns. Bielitsa comes in for Kevin Garnett. Muhammad, he's checked in for Kevin Martin. And Jones subbed in for Ricky Rubio. And he does get the second one. And that'll push the lead to double digits. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's tipped. Here's Harkless. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through, Greg. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Levine's checked in. Here's Levine. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Now, here's Vonleh. Money! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
And that's an intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
Taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Those foul shots put them that much more in the driver's seat.
Now a timeout called by Portland. They trail by 7. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here is Frazier. And there's the pass to Harkless. Muhammad with the steal. Goes up. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And so the Timberwolves take the win, a confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
They certainly put on a good show here at home, and I think they felt they had the edge and that extra little bit of confidence.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Ricky, what was working tonight for the team's offense?
Yeah, we started getting very slow. We can't start like that. But after that, we just get shots and we make the shots. And we make the shots, we're a good team.
No doubt about that, Ricky. Thanks for the time. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. So long, everyone.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Martin. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game. Let's get your opinion, Shaq.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
There's no doubt about it. This guy is a leader. He was in attack mode all night, calling for it and delivering in some big, big plays in baskets. His point total shows everything that I'm talking about. The defense was like, what am I going to do? And he was like, nothing, because I'm toying with you.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.